Hey everybody, it's Charlie and Chris with Daily Motor, and we are here for a little bit of Pathfinder redemption, because I've driven two versions of this new generation Pathfinder, a Platinum like this, and then the Rock Creek. And I didn't quite like the Rock Creek, and you didn't really care for it either.
I despised it. I thought we had another Pathfinder at one point. Didn't we have an orange one? Or is that no, that was a Rogue.
Yeah, the Rogue. There seems to be a diesel coming this direction. Oh good, it's going that way.
Now, we're back in the normal complex.
Yeah, we should point out, Chris and I, not only are we filming together here for this video, but we made sure to have a proper morning of chaos first. We had to reschedule about 3 different times.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a hitch and a pin, and that took forever. You got a last-minute call from the fleet company that your car was being picked up and you weren't expecting. So, and it's windy.
Single 2-stroke engine in the entire world is in the complex currently doing a number of tasks.
Being moved around by degenerates, blowing things from one location to the other. It's been a lot, but we do it for you all because we know that you appreciate it. I quite like this color.
I love the blue.
Yeah. No, this looks really good. I picked this car up from the airport last night, so we're going to shoot this kind of first impressions here, and then I'm going to do some towing with it. We're going to help out the topher with some side-by-side action. Topher towing test. And then I'm going to go up north with it with Nathan, so it's going to be a full usage of this Pathfinder, and I was satisfied with this car from the first moment I showed up, because this is what happened last night. You know, come in, big piece of luggage, backpack, just had the flight.
Oh, did the foot thing work?
Didn't try that, although we can try that. I came up, I simply went like this, popped open, fair enough, fairly quick. Decently low load floor for this size of vehicle. These seats were up, but
this would be hopeless with the third row up, wouldn't it? Yes,
but you know how easy it was to change that?
Oh, instead of having a
ring or to have to push the second row forward at all or anything like that. No,
that's the thing. Is like
right down.
I would rather not have a power third row because it just makes everything more difficult. Because, for instance, in the BMW X7, every single row of seats has to move in order to have for the third row to go down, because the second row seat has to move, and then
that means if you're the third owner of an X7, at some point one of those many mechanisms will break and the entire thing will be useless.
Yeah, scrap the car, throw it in the crusher.
Yes. So or just park it back here among
or park it in our
scrapyard.
Scrap.
So. But yes, so I put my suitcase in.
Ooh, that's very convenient for like gallons of milk.
Gallons of milk, or towing equipment, or outdoor, plenty of things. So that was nice. Also, Chris, disgusting. I have not missed these in the press cars.
Are you gonna be like very
California
into? Yes. I was literally. We're reading each other's mind today.
Right.
Just right back in it. How we were.
So I did that. I put the suitcase in there. That was very easy. And then I had a backpack on, and I walked back here, and I touched the door handle, and the car unlocked.
Why? Okay, nothing has rear proxy key anymore.
Yeah.
Is it a chip thing, or is it a laziness?
I think it's a chip shortage thing. They figured out they could do that. I think it's laziness and cost as well. But Nissan has not shorted out, and I was able to just put my hand right in here, and the door unlocked. Now watch this. Look at how wide that door opens.
It is wide.
If you were putting a car seat back there or something, or a backpack like I was, very easy to open it. And then I was greeted with this very nice colored chocolate leather. And it feels good. It feels nice. Yes.
I do like the Pathfinder as a car. I just don't like when they ruin it with stupid all-terrain tires.
Yeah, right. Well, we're
so this
finding
one
out
is good.
right now that
How much is this car?
Well, I purposely haven't checked the price because I figured we'd do that together. Would
you
like
want
to
check it now? Oh, am I driving first?
Sure,
that's right. That's how we do these.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What? Did you want to show the engine?
No.
Okay.
Although it is worth noting the engine in this car, because this is a naturally aspirated V6, whereas a lot of cars in this class now are forcing you to have a turbocharged inline 4.
Like the Grand Highlander.
Yes.
Does that compete with this?
Grand Highlander, a little bit bigger, but better in most ways. But
Grand Highlander?
Yeah. But this is still got a lot going for it.
I just spent a week with the Grand Highlander. Took it to Frankenmuth.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good.
But it only got like 20 mpg or 22.
That's a huge car. And you were probably going like 77.
Both of those things are true.
Yeah.
Let's start up the Nissan Pathfinder Platinum, which has a power steering column.
And because it has a power steering column, I give this car a baseline of $50,000. Anything more than that will be a little...
There's no Monroney.
That's unfortunate because there isn't one online either.
Did you know nothing comes with Monroneys anymore?
Chip shortage.
None of the cars have Monroneys. However, hold on a second, there is something in here.
That could tell us the price.
It says it's made in Mexico, so it's something.
I will just build.
What is this? Is this for towing? You might need that. Is it a trailer?
No.
So why is there just a wiring harness in the glove box?
That's a great question.
Pathfinder branding on the console.
Well, it's in case you get
and a
kidnapped,
jacket.
then you need to know.
Does it come with a jacket?
Yeah, it keeps you warm. You know, it's because it's an adventure sort of car.
For drive modes, we have cactus, pine tree, snowflake, road, clover, racetrack, and trailer.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't need any of those to get myself home from the airport last night.
Interesting. I thought maybe you would. Oh, that goes down very low. I thought maybe you would have used pine tree because you're in Michigan.
Nope. So the Pathfinder starts at 36,000. That's really not bad.
The new subscribers to your channel since you moved are going to be so confused what's going on in this video.
But the old subscribers will appreciate this.
Why do you sit so far back? You sit further back now with the Cali lean or something?
Okay, so the Pathfinder Platinum 4-wheel drive. Ooh, this is not a good start. Starts at 51.
Okay, so this is probably like 53.
Let's see.
How's the Bose?
It makes music so far. I haven't really evaluated it. What do we guess this color is?
I would have been blasting it on the way home from the airport. That's usually what I do.
You always do that, yes.
What do I think it's called?
Yeah. Oh, you can get green.
I have seen the green one.
Yeah, green.
I have no idea what it's called. Can I start driving?
Yeah, go ahead. Do you enjoy putting that in gear?
No. Very soft leather, though, on the steering wheel. Your door's open.
We're just going to assume...
Almost
we're going to go...
like Lexus leather.
Isn't it really nice?
Yeah, it's nice.
We're going to go based on the two-tone obsidian green pearl interior.
We can't find this color on the configurator?
No. We have this chestnut semi-aniline leather. Towing. This car comes standard with towing. Oh, an unexpected error occurred. Well, we're going to assume this one's about 54 then after looking at the build configurator.
How much is the Infiniti QX60?
More.
I also don't like it as much. That's a great dog right there.
Right, but you can't get warm titanium in this car.
Can you not?
No. It's an Infiniti exclusive.
You don't think Nissan would make it bespoke just for you?
No. Infiniti, Nissan, it'd be Nissan individual.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Interesting throttle response.
Yeah. Well, I texted you or called you or something. I guess texted you last night, and I said Nissan could have excellent cars if they simply contacted us, flew us out to Japan for a week, or Tennessee, wherever they want to send us.
Probably Tennessee for the cars that need help.
And all the little tiny things that add up, we could fix, and they'd have excellent vehicles. For example, no wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto.
What?
Yeah, you have to use AN cable. A little bit silly there. I'm sure it's something they're working on, but still a bit frustrating. Next. Yeah, that sounds proper. You don't like that?
No. Nissan knows how to make a good V6.
Yeah.
They're just, taking it.
They've been making it since dinosaur days.
They have.
Next. Every time you set the cruise control, the gauge cluster screen goes to the cruise control screen.
That is annoying, and every Nissan does that, and I hate it.
Yeah. So
hold on.
They could simply be done with that. That would help. Also, when you're using the steering assist, every time you change lanes, it beeps at you to let you know that it's re-engaged the steering assist. Yeah.
That's irritating.
Right, so just very minor things that would go a long way in being less annoying.
Zesty downshifts.
Well, you've got a 9-speed automatic in here. Gone are the days of the CVT. Oh, I do have a hitch back there.
Oh.
Ew, there's paddle shifters? Why? Also, you hear a bit of a...
There's wind noise.
Well, no, I was saying a vibration. A bit of a out of... maybe a little bit.
You can choose if you want to leave this in or not. The Topher and I had a Sentra last week. Hand-cooked tires. I don't know. I thought there was a nail in them all week, but I think it was just they were so terrible that there was a da-dun-da-dun-da-dun-da-dun in the tire.
Wow.
Because they never lost air pressure. So I think
Did you visually inspect them?
Yes. Huh? They didn't look cupped or anything, so I don't know what was going on. But quality of tires could also be improved.
Well, we've had issues with tires on
garbage.
Nissan before.
Hand-cooks suck.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hand-cook PR, if you're watching.
Well, they haven't given us tires anyway, I don't think.
No, they haven't. We would never ask for them, so... Hold on, Charlie, it's oversteer.
All right, well, just, again, beware that I've got a hitch back here.
Just put your hand on it.
They're heavy.
Just put your hand on it. Here's your hand on it?
Yes.
That's a lot of understeer.
There's more tire squeal in this review already than all of my reviews I've shot in California. Now I simply just get in a Prius and drive around and go, yeah, this thing isn't very good.
You have a Prius soon, don't you? Or did you have a Prius?
I did. And I didn't give it a very favorable review.
Did you? Or you didn't? See, I still haven't driven the new Prius yet.
It was a Prius Prime, to be fair. It was $44,000, and it just like...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's almost as much as a Nissan Pathfinder Platinum.
Right. Well, I would have a RAV4 Prime over the Prius, and I think many people also would. The Daily Motor off-road route seems to be pretty chewed up.
Would you like to go through it with this?
No, I'd like to keep this clean. A Cali guy now. I can't
That's
have dirt
right. I know.
in my car.
What has happened to you?
Yeah, I know. Ah, this is different.
I was going to bomb it through the off-road course.
Ah, well, you could bomb it through that.
That's free, right? It's less than 30 feet from the road.
Is that a snowmobile back there? Or is it a... It is a snowmobile. Go back and look at it. You can't drive by a snowmobile.
It was a snowmobile. I thought you realized that it was a snowmobile.
No, I was looking at the road close signs ahead of us.
Can I just...
Yeah. Okay. It's Ypsilanti. You can do anything.
Just do what we want here. We're going to test the turning radius.
And the off-roading capability.
I'm not going to go to the ditch, though.
You could totally have made that.
I'm not going to go to the
You
ditch.
have...
Oh, we could have used cactus mode.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just...
Well, I think pine tree mode would have been more appropriate. Cactus is for California.
How are the brakes?
I'm sure we're about to find out. They work.
Okay. Car smells like it's been driven hard. There's a good cubby down here with grippy things. You know what the problem is about all of these manufacturers going to these like open console designs? Not saying this one has it, but it kind of does at the bottom. Is they don't put the proper grippy material.
Right, so things just slide right out.
So it just slides around. The new Hyundai Kona is a prime example of this. You can't put anything anywhere. So I put $5,200.
That's way too much.
I don't like when things slide around while I'm driving. It makes me irate.
Sure.
So
I'm with you on that. So far, all of our complaints about this car have been much less than that Pathfinder Rock Creek that we had.
This is a nice car.
Yeah.
But one day it will be worth $2,000.
That's not a Volvo though. That's only for a Volvo.
No, but this one will as well.
Okay.
No, it's nice though. If you could get a good lease. Nissan usually gives you like really good prices. You could be anybody in the entire world and Nissan would sell you one of these.
Are you saying they'll give financing to just about any sort of credit store?
I think that they would. Yeah.
Maybe that's why Nissan is paired up with Mitsubishi for some of their models.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like the door panels.
They are nice. They got a nice leather to them.
No, they're very nice. I love the brown leather. I love the brushed trim, even though it's only here and nowhere else. Actually, no, it's on the dash too. I take that back.
What's going on with the Daily Motor super off-road area? Okay, people have just been driving right around the tree that had been felled to block people from going in there. That's good.
Did you miss Ypsilanti?
You know, there's a certain...
There's a charm.
There's a nobody gives a fuck charm that is... I mean, you feel like you can just do anything.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the door panel.
Yeah.
Where you rest your elbow is also leather. However, I can't say comfy elbows about the middle, about the console lid. It's very stiff.
Yeah. Out of all the things that are soft in this car, it's surprising that that is. Also, that truck is coming in very fast.
Oh, you got it. Are you gonna make it? Yeah, you're gonna make it. You got it.
Yeah, having this engine, it sounds so much burlier than the little 4-cylinders you get in a lot of new cars.
Yeah, are these all V6s?
Yeah.
That's good. This is metallic, this piano black.
Did you hear that little bong?
Yeah.
It does that every time you change lanes.
It's not horrible being...
No, it's not bad. But still, it adds up. I took an Altima up north once, and
you drove an Altima somewhere once?
Yeah, it was loathsome. Would somewhat deter me from taking this car this week. But you do have a pretty good steering assist here once it lets you know that it's been engaged. Also, Nissan A-tier extensions for their visors.
Oh, good. Yeah, these are a good size, too.
Yeah.
Sunglasses holder.
Nissan is king of doing some things really thoughtfully and some things really head-scratching.
The ride is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a nice ride.
It rides really well.
V6 is good. Too. The transmission shifts beautifully.
Not all. Actually, it does shift me beautifully, but I have noticed
is jerkiness
coming off of stop. That's the only time.
The throttle response.
Yeah.
It's poor.
Speaking of transmissions, did I tell you the story behind the F350 transmission?
No.
All right, so it was rebuilt at 300,000 miles.
What's it at now?
330.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, that's great. But it shifts really hard between first and second. Like, it's like, thunk.
Oh, it should have a warranty, right?
Yes. So I thought maybe motor mounts, because I'm like, all right, well, maybe, that whole engine's shifting and that's what's doing that. So I brought it into the shop, and I told him that it's got this rough first-second shift. And he said, did the previous owner tow a lot? And I said, yes. And he said, oftentimes, people who tow a lot in these will have shift kits or tunes put into the transmission to shift more aggressively from first to second. And that actually saves the gears, because think about, like, in a manual car, it's the difference between, like, slipping the clutch and, like, shifting more aggressively. So it doesn't put the wear and tear on first, second gear as much.
Interesting.
So I called the place that did the transmission rebuild, and they said, yeah, they put a shift kit in it. Yeah.
Wow.
So the transmission's actually doing what it should be doing. It just feels wrong. So fun fact, if you're shopping for a Nissan Pathfinder, if you happen to also own a 7.3 Power Stroke or any of those older Super Duties or heavy-duty trucks with big heavy-duty transmissions, and it shifts hard, it could be because of a shift kit.
And that's Daily Motor.
Yeah. Nice, pleasant, calm blinkers as well.
Yeah, you know what doesn't have calm blinkers? The Altima.
Well, Altima drivers need to know that they have their
they don't use their blinker, though.
Well, maybe it's one of those
Maybe that's why they don't use it, because it's the
loud.
world's most annoying turn signal sound.
Yeah. So we will be spending a good amount of seat time
Charlie
in this car.
will be spending.
Yeah, Chris will not.
I will not. But I've spent some time, and I am starving.
Well, I'd invite you to lunch with me, but you have probably other plans.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I will be doing some towing and some road tripping, and we will report back on just how much better the Pathfinder Platinum is than the Pathfinder Rock Creek.
We should probably talk about price difference. Do you know the price difference?
How much was the Rock Creek?
I don't know.
Then no.
Okay.
It's still worth it, because none of the things that made the Rock Creek bad had to do with the price. It was the fact that it rode like shit, and it was loud, and it got terrible fuel economy.
Yeah.
So it could have cost $20,000, and it still wouldn't have been enjoyable to be here.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, stage 2 with the Pathfinder. We've got it loaded up with the Can-Am Maverick side-by-side that the Topher has had a lot of fun with over the last few weeks, him and all his toys. And we're putting to use the 5,000-pound tow rating here on the Pathfinder. You still get the naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6, 5,000-pound tow rating on every Pathfinder, I do believe, at least every all-wheel drive one. And the Platinum here coming with the hitch all built in, 4-pin wiring, very easy to hook all up in. So we're gonna go for a little bit of drive and take side-by-side back to the dealer and see how the Pathfinder does. I don't think we really have any sort of special tow features in the car. I know we have a tow mode, but I don't know if we've got things like blind spot monitoring that adapts to the trailer or anything like that. Let's see. We've got Nathan in the passenger seat now. And Nathan and I are going to be putting a lot of miles on the truck. Well, we've got it. So, drive mode selector, shift real quick down into tow. But driving over here with the empty trailer, it didn't really seem to change the characteristics of the vehicle that much. Maybe held gear a little bit and probably downshifted a little bit sooner too. I didn't quite see it going into overdrive, but let's go there. Release the parking brake. Side-by-side only weighs about 1,600 pounds. That U-Haul trailer, from my best knowledge, about 2,200 or so. So we're still a good bit under the max tow rating for this car. It should be a comfortable amount. And this is kind of the amount of weight that I think people would be expecting to pull with a Pathfinder. I don't think anyone should really be loading this up about that 5,000 pound rating very often, but you're going to want to be able to take toys around, maybe a small camper. Our outside mirrors are pretty large. They're very tall. They don't go out super wide, obviously. What I'm going to be curious about is how responsive is the powertrain? How easy is it to kind of get up and get going? Does the vehicle feel like it's off kilter at all? Here's a perfect example, 4-lane road. Probably have to kind of use a little bit of get up and go here if this flex would get going. Yeah, not having to have any turbo spool up or anything, definitely nice. Strong, confident power. All right, foot to the floor. Yeah, it's using all the power, that's for sure. I'm gonna settle in at about 65. No need to go super fast here. In fact, U-Haul probably would want me doing 55, but they could deal with it. Engine settled down, going uphill a little bit here. It's shifted between probably 8th and 7th gear, right around 2,000 RPM. 9-speed, kind of just doing what it needs to do to give us enough power to keep up speed. Wrapping up what ended up being a lot of seat time here in the 2024 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum. This is the nicest Pathfinder they make, and you can see that in the interior materials. We've really enjoyed having the nice leathers. The steering wheel has a nice feel to it. Interestingly, there is some hardness though in some of the places that your elbows typically go. The center console is smooth with the leather, but then doesn't provide much actual cushion for your elbow, whereas the side over here does. And then Nathan actually likes to have his arm up on the upper door sill, and that's kind of hard as well. So something to keep in mind there. Also, we have a power adjust steering column, which I do appreciate, but some of you might find that it doesn't quite come out far enough. It wasn't particularly comfortable for Nathan, and even myself here, I'm sitting arms full extended to have my seat in a comfortable position. Overall, the adaptive cruise control works pretty well. It's actually very smooth in how it slows down when it comes up to a car and then speeds back up when you're changing. And in fact, the entire powertrain has been really smooth. The 9-speed transmission works really well. I don't think we've had any sort of rough takeoffs or shifts or weird situations at all through our driving, and that did include quite a bit of towing earlier. The last section of this video, you saw us towing that side-by-side there, and we ended up towing it for well over 100 miles in highway situations, city situations. We had the trailer on there for a while. The 3.5 liter and the 9-speed both handled the trailer really well. What I did find a little interesting is even in tow mode, the gears weren't held very dramatically. In fact, Nathan even turned the car into tow mode once while we were driving, and I didn't even notice it was in tow mode. It just shifted right back up to high gear right away. Oftentimes when you're in a tow mode in a vehicle and you're slowing the vehicle down, it downshifts a lot in order to help the brakes out with some engine braking. The car didn't really do that. So yes, it's useful for towing that 5,000 pounds, but just remember, if you do plan on doing a lot of towing, this vehicle doesn't come equipped with a lot of the nice tow features and almost sort of gimmicks that a lot of the more dedicated tow rigs come with. We really appreciated having dedicated physical dual zone climate controls. It's very easy to just adjust the fan. I have my temp set, Nathan has his temp set, heated and cooled seats. You've used them both. You said the cooled seats made you pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and the heated seats heated up pretty well. Heated steering wheel works well, heats the whole wheel, so it's been important. You do see now that we're driving at night, we've got a good amount of ambient lighting around the cabin. However, I have not figured out a way to adjust the brightness of that ambient light. And it's very well possible it's buried somewhere in the settings, but some people don't want ambient light kind of adding brightness to the cabin. And also forget about changing any sort of color on that ambient lighting as well. We got auto up and down windows. That's been nice. Oh, going back to the driving experience, the active lane keeping, a little bit of ping pong back and forth in certain situations, but you can see overall, as long as you notice when it starts to come up red that you need to touch the steering wheel, if you give it a little bit of pressure, then it does a pretty good job at keeping you centered in the lanes. Sometimes, every now and then, it'll get close to the edge, and then the lane keeping warning will come in, warning you that you're at the edge of your lane, even though you're using the active lane keeping to keep you balanced in the middle. It is a little bit frustrating. I know I said it near the beginning, but not having wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, that is just an example of one of the little tiny sort of features missing out on the Nissan that might push you toward one of the competitors. Now, mind you, the Kia Telluride and the Hyundai Palisade are both really good competitors in this class, but they also don't have wireless CarPlay or Android Auto, at least as of right now. But some of the competitors do. What you're getting from Toyota is going to have that. Who else is pretty good in this class? The Chevys and the Fords, they're going to give that to you. The infotainment system works. It's just, admittedly, in this class, it's a bit smaller of a screen. It's pretty low res, and as you see me swiping through, I mean, look at that display lag right there. It hasn't gone as far as to affect our road trip here or our days with the car or anything, except for me having to keep my phone plugged in all those times. Even though I have a wireless charger, it could be coming up there. So that would be nice to have a little bit more of an updated tech suite there. But having physical volume knob and physical way to adjust the track has been nice. Multiple times we've gone to start the vehicle, and maybe it's because we haven't had our foot fully down on the brake, but you press the button and it doesn't start. That happened to Nathan twice, and it happened to me a few times throughout the week. And I think a part of that is because the easy entry and exit seat, the seat's all the way back, and your foot has to really reach to press the brake pedal, and maybe we're just not pressing it enough to actually get the car to start. So that's been a little bit frustrating. Overall, Nissan does have a lot going for them here with this newest Pathfinder. It's nice having a natural aspirated engine. It's nice having a 9-speed transmission. It's nice having pretty good active lane keeping and decent interior materials. It's just tough when the class is so gosh darn competitive. I mean, we're talking about 53 grand for this Pathfinder Platinum, and Toyota just came out with their Grand Highlander that you can get for around the same price, and it's giving you hybridized powertrains, and it's giving you better infotainment and a better interior layout. Maybe a little, well, no, the Grand Highlander is pretty quiet also, so even then it's not really any louder inside here. The Pathfinder does have a little bit of this off-road pretension, so it's got kind of more of the off-road modes and everything, but let's be honest, if you're anyone who plans on doing some serious off-roading, you're going to get yourself into something more capable like a 4Runner, although obviously the 4Runner doesn't have the third row. Toyota's Highlander is still good, even though it's getting a little bit older. It's just really going to nail down the more basic powertrains. Again, you're going to be able to get that hybrid. It's a nicer, softer interior materials, and overall more of a comfortable interior, long driving sort of experience. The third row might be a little bit more useful here in the Pathfinder, but if you need more third row, then Toyota gives you the Grand Highlander. So you're kind of stuck in this in-between situation there. If you like the way the Pathfinder looks, if you have an affinity for Nissan, if maybe you've had a lot of Nissan products, you want to keep it in the family, this Pathfinder is going to be a better ownership experience for you than one of the Nissans with the CVT or than some of the older Nissan products maybe. It's giving you a lot of what you need to have. I would actually kind of be curious to spend some time in more of like an SL trim of a Pathfinder, maybe one that only costs like $40,000, and kind of see if maybe you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck. Because I do feel like once you start to press up above 50 grand here, there's just a lot of competitors you can get that once you spend time in them, it's just provides a little bit more of a satisfying experience. Anything else to add?
Not really. I mean, got a good powertrain, smooth transmission, smooth power delivery. I would say the screen was and the gauge cluster was very easy to use. I didn't mess with that too much. I like having physical controls for a lot of things, like the heated and cooled seats, the heated steering wheel, the back button, the bright dim switch, the camera button.
And physical buttons on the steering wheel too, not like some of those, like a Volkswagen or something with the capacitive touch
a knob
button
for your volume.
Yep.
And knobs for to adjust your temperature.
Yeah. Something you're not getting is, again, a little bit more of the advanced technology, like in the Hyundai Kias. You're getting the ability to talk to your rear passengers through the microphone, little things like that. Fuel mileage wise, it looks like we're at 22.3 for this entire trip up north and downstate, so about 500-600 miles or so. Most of it highway at about 75 to 79 miles per hour. This car's letting us know we're coming over the lane a little bit there. I would argue that's not fantastic fuel economy, But I mean, this is a pretty, 5,000 pound tow rating and the third row and everything. But like Grand Highlander with the hybrid max, so more horsepower, we were getting up by like 27, 28 on our highway fuel economy test. But then again, that was at 70 miles per hour. We've been doing about 75, 78 or so. This is a really tough segment to cross shop in, and I wouldn't quite put the Pathfinder up in the top 5 of the class, but there might be a reason that you really like it, whether you're someone who really likes the looks, maybe you've got a good Nissan dealer that you've built up a relationship with, maybe those would be reasons to check it out. Pathfinder it's solid, and I do like it quite a bit more than the Rock Creek version that tried to kind of be more off-roady. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Pathfinder, check the link below. We've got sound system tests on the Bose system as well as the more basic sound system. We've driven the Rock Creek version, and yeah, there's a lot to like, but there's also just a lot being offered by the competition as well. And we'll see you on the next one. We're Charlie and Nathan with Daily Motor, and as always, Nissan on.